Ladies and gentlemen, had a random thought. So those of you who've been following me for a bit know that the Oracle's games, especially Oracle of Ages, physically hurt my thumb to the point where it's still actually recovering because the swimming and how the swimming mechanics worked in that game. Now, just for a little bit of perspective, because I was thinking about this and I had this random thought, oh god, I'm getting old. No, that was just terrible. See, the thing is, do you think my thumb hurt after the entire Mega Man block? Which was a lot longer and a lot more precise than my thumb. No, of course it didn't. How about the Mario block just last year? Nope. How about the Metroid block, which again, much tighter and more precise than what we just did? Nope, thumb's fine. No, it was specifically the Oracle's games and that freaking swimming thing that finally actually caused my thumb issues. I'm not saying this to bash the Oracle's games, but rather, it's nice to actually be able to relax it because my left hand is not doing anything while I play this game. See, I could just be like, hi. So thank God for terrible controls, am I right? Wait. That's true. I was younger during the Metroid block than during the Zelda block. That is a true statement. Anyways, I think this is going to be the Wind Dungeon. I don't know. I'm getting a vibe. I love how I'll occasionally just spin roll, and I don't actually mean to. It just happens. I've already commented on that before, but as much as I am amused by being able to rest my thumb, God, these controls are terrible. So viscerality is actually really easy to define. It's for the entire game as a whole, because anything that demonstrably increases your enjoyment of the work is a positive, right? Now, of course, I'm having trouble coming up with an example off the top of my head. I guess Metal Gear Revengeance would be a good example, but if your fight, like, if you could be like, pew, 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 and that's it. But if you're fighting a boss who's like, then that could still be a plus to viscerality because, you know, it's still something that's cool. Again, like Metal Gear Revengeance. I guess you could do some cool stuff in that game too, but let's be clear. The bosses are a lot more visceral than you are in that game. Having said that, 1/3 of the viscerality can only be you. And that's how strong something feels, since part of viscerality is making you feel like you're doing something impacting. If you're not, well, then it doesn't feel great, right? That's also why there can be negative viscerality, although we haven't encountered a game like that, I do believe. But I have played games where, you know... No, Starfield just had terrible viscerality because the gunplay in that game was some of the worst gunplay I've seen in any video game ever. I've heard several people compare it to Fallout 4. No. No, those people are not remembering Fallout 4 clearly. Fallout 4 didn't exactly have great gunplay, but wow! 3 in New Vegas had some good stuff. Well, let me walk that back. 3 had some good stuff. I know what you're thinking. Fallout New Vegas didn't? I don't know New Vegas as well, and I don't like to speak about a game I don't know that well. And of course, then some games, RTS games, or strategy games in general, are another really big example of viscerality. Remember when we were playing Iron Harvest? That was a game that kind of nailed the viscerality. You remember when we'd get like those big chonkers for the poles? Chakong, chakong. And then they'd set up boom, and just this freaking artillery cannon goes off. Ugh. In fact, actually, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to derail. I apologize. Please don't kill me. Okay, you can kill me. I give you permission. Now, hang on, hang on. Because Mandalore Gaming, this is going to be an audio clip from a Mandalore Gaming VOD about Homeworld 3. And I know that's a weird thing to do, but I swear I'm doing it for purpose. I just need to find the exact spot. One of the things he covers is what we call soundscape. How well the sound design accompanies it. It's actually pretty much the exact same category I call viscerality. And we usually consider soundscape when it comes to that kind of thing. Hang on, so here's where the frigates are all the same size, and everything looks the same, and voice acting's dumb. God, that game is so bad. I can't find it. There's like a specific section where he just plays some audio from the game, and it perfectly encapsulates how the guns can sound in that. Oh, I think I found it. I think I might have found it. That right there. That's how that should sound. One more time in case you missed it. Get in position, locking in. There you go. That's good audio viscerality right there. Not the other two types. There's also the time to kill problem, which Homeworld 3 has. I don't actually have a lot of, like, we don't have a lot of time to discuss things like time to kill when it comes to the games we discuss, because it just doesn't come up all that often. But, man, Homeworld 3's time to kill is so bad. Like, hilariously bad. Okay, that did not seem to work. Well, thank God there's sound in space. Otherwise, space would be really boring. Like, could you imagine? God, imagine every Star Wars film. And every sci-fi film ever. Also, if you want to go peak nerd, actually there is sound in space. It's just, it inconsistently portrays because there's just not enough mass for it to be conveyed. But there is actually sound in space. But nobody wants to go peak nerd, right? Like, that's just... Oof. Okay, so... I actually don't remember all the specifics, so forgive me, Lord Harriman. Yeah, it's just not far enough. Oh, duh, I can move the damn thing, can't I? Yeah, okay. There's even guidance there for that. I'm stupid. Yeah, actually, for real, Braegun could probably help you out with this if she's there. There are some very terrifying sounds in space. Like real-life sounds, I mean. Not like sci-fi stuff. No joke. Yeah, I remember the sun one. And there was one, oh god, what was it? It was like about a... I forget what it was. It was like some kind of star or sector or galaxy or whatever that had died a really long time ago. And we could hear it because, you know, science. Oh my god, a noble name. I don't know, I wouldn't mind space if I had infinite power. Of course, I wouldn't mind a lot of things if I had infinite power. Go take a lava bath. Just gargle the lava. We were talking earlier about private time. That's how you get private time. You go into the middle of a volcano to take a bath. I actually have a thought exercise about that to try and help me calm down. This is not actually a joke. I'm not making this up. The idea is to try to picture, as much as possible, what it would feel like to slowly descend into the center of Jupiter. And the more you know about that, the more terrifying of a concept that is. And the whole goal of the exercise, to try and calm myself, is to try and... It's kind of a meditation thing. You want to distance yourself from the more primal fear. Because Jupiter is goddamn terrifying. And so the whole goal is to just kind of distance yourself from that and pull all of that fear out of yourself, and then you're just calm as you're slowly descending into the nightmare hellscape of death. I mean, Jupiter would kill you just for being in orbit from the radiation alone. So... I mean, I know scale is something that the human brain has a hard time processing, but, like, storms the size of planets. You know? Near as I can tell, like I don't know, maybe a couple miles, Vendalia. Whoops, I didn't actually mean to do that. I guess we're going this way now. Yeah, for all our incredible science, and let's be clear, we have tremendous capacity to understand what is around our planet. We don't know much, like there's a point below the atmosphere of Jupiter that we don't know about, because it's just not really feasible to understand or to get information from what's below a certain point. Between Venus and Mars, which would I colonize first? I mean, Mars. Like, Mars is so much like the poster child of a colonizable planet. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, Venus... like, Mars... Yeah, exactly, Fraser. We have hypothetical data on terraforming Mars, and we can speak of that in the centuries or millennia range. But Venus? Alright, so... And yeah, speaking of horrifying, trust me, space is horrifying. The more you look into it, the more horrifying it is. It's one of the reasons I talked about this during my rumination on the movie Sunshine. It's one of the reasons I appreciate when sci-fi treats seemingly banal things as absolutely terrifying. Like the sun. That's all it was. It was just the sun, you know, kind of an everyday thing. You see it every day, right? But oh my god, that was terrifying. I keep having to remind myself to look up like this, because the way it's looking on my screen, I got the game right here, nice big screen for the game, but then I got the mini-map like way up here, and I have to actually adjust my view to look at the mini-map. It's a little bit different. That's why I'm not dinging the game first. A little bit when you're doing this, and the distance between looking up and down is like a micromillimeter. In fact, just with peripheral, I would be looking at the mini-map while looking at the game. That's why I didn't ding that first boss, because the hint on the first boss would be extremely obvious if I was playing it on DS. Yeah, we just need to find some drunk from Montana. Do we have any drunks in Montana? interesting. No. Switch over to this. There we go. Damn it, Ross. All right, I need... Okay, I shouldn't even joke about that. I need you to get him sloshed. Okay, joke over, joke over. Yeah, we'll make it happen. We'll make it happen. We will have emergency rum supplies. I mean, Mars is just a feasibility thing. We need our proof of concept, right? You never start on the project you actually care about. You always start on the test bed. You want to have, like, a little thing. Hang on. So, this one, this one, this one, this one. And Mars, that's the prototype, right? That's your beta. The moon's interesting, because the moon is actually pretty inhospitable. Like, have you ever looked into moon rocks? Or moon dust, or... I actually can't remember what they call it, but... Imagine... You know what sand is, right? But imagine that each of those shards of sand, rather than being smooth and nice... No, it's awful. It's just... It's like shards of freaking hardened glass. Yeah, insert episode 2 joke here. Oh, that's awful. And if we can get below the surface, hey, golden, possibly literally. Yeah. To actually do this slow. Fine. Yeah, if we reach the point where we can terraform Venus, we're good. Like, as a species. And frankly, I've given the theory several times that we're pretty close to that already. Not the terraforming Venus part. The we good part. Good evening, Dragon Player. All I know about Titan I learned from science fiction. So, in other words, no, I don't know anything about Titan. What's the moon? Oh, what's the name of that game? Look, I don't want to take over the world, Noctis. That is way too much work. I got other stuff to do, you know? I got rewrites to make. Oh my god. Okay, so I don't know what it's called. In fact, I don't think there is a genre name. It's the type of game where you play as the crew of a ship or a staff or whatever. And pretty much the gameplay is... There's jobs that have to be done, and the players, it's always a co-op kind of a thing, have to run around doing those jobs. The Icarus game was the first one I ever saw that like 10 years ago. No, FTL's one player. Like 10 years ago, there was this game that came out that started the genre, which was this Icarus game. You played this in this flight. You were in an airship. Now that was PvP only, but that's because it was like a tech demo of the concept. But I've seen a few games like that since then, and they're really, really rare, which I think is part of why I have a hard time mentioning the genre name, because I'm not sure we even have a genre name for it yet. But you'll know it when you see it. They're very distinct. Artemis Bridge Simulator is close, but still not actually it. I'm just going to have to pull up my Steam right now. Because there's one that Pax and I have played quite a bit. We've actually played several, because co-op games. But there was one we were playing. It's not a management game. It's not a management game. It might be a subgenre of management, which is a subgenre of strategy. But it's not actually a management game. Okay, what do we got? What do we got? Sorry, give me one moment. Barotrauma. That's the name of the game. And everyone in chat's like, huh? Because you've never heard of that, of course. I mean, of course you haven't. We'll get there, Lord Harriman, because I do think it's a genre with a lot of potential. I mean, I already gave you the potential right there. It's a game where the thrust and goal of the gameplay is each of you running a portion of the overall functionality, whether it's a ship, or whether it's a submarine, or if it's like a mining thing. I've seen an airship one, like I just mentioned. There's actually another airship one. I'm curious what Wikipedia says Barotrauma is. Unless it doesn't have... I don't think it has an entry for Barotrauma. Oh, that's funny. Wait, no, it does. It does. Here it is. Here it is. It just says it's a role-playing game. Well, that's stupid. I mean, I guess it is playing roles, but that's one of the dumbest... Okay, whatever. Wikipedia has terrible genres. Don't listen to Wikipedia. Anyways, like I said, it's called Barotrauma, but the only reason I'm bringing all this up is because of Eura. It's all your fault. See... There it is, Europa. Barotrauma takes place entirely in Europa's oceans. See, okay, maybe Artemis Bridge Simulator's gotten better since I last looked at it, but last I looked, Artemis Bridge Simulator has no gameplay. That's why I was hesitant to list that one, because there's no meat there. It's just, you know... You're on a bridge! Yeah! Again, it feels like a prototype thing. A tech demo. Yeah, I got it, game. Thanks. That's actually an interesting point. I think several board games do qualify for the genre. That totally... It's a real genre. I've seen several games of its type. I guess... Crew Simulator? But that still doesn't get a correct... Co-op Crew Simulator. That might be a better way to describe that. I have not played Captain Sonar, unfortunately. I only get a little bit of board game time in. But this should... Yeah, let's just say. It's weird. Oh god, I don't remember where the locked door was. I've already encountered a locked door and I don't remember where it was. Oh yeah, no, it was terrifying, Braven. Barotrauma is a wonderfully horrific game. And trust me, there are terrors in the deeps of Europa. But even if there aren't, you're still in a submarine. How is that not co-op, Lord Aramont? It literally is the definition of cooperative. If I'm off screwing off, not doing my own thing, you're dead. We're part of a team. In fact, those kind of games play best when they are played with coordination. Like if you're in chat or whatever. Like, okay, I need this and that, and this needs to be up here. Like, something Pax and I were doing is he was on the sonar, and I was on the gun. I'm blind. I can't see what I'm shooting at, so he had to actually tell me where the enemies were to then shoot at them. That sounds a lot like co-op to me. I don't know, maybe I'm missing something there. Was it downstairs? No, that's a regular door. This is also why I hesitated when people are like, oh, you mean like, the last, or not Last of Us, the Among Us. And I'm like, well, no. Among Us is a werewolf-like game. There's actually a term for those, but I can't remember what it is, because we all just call it werewolf games. Although I think some people just start calling them Among Us games now. Trader games, yeah, no, that works too. Social deduction, that is actually the phrase. That's it. Social deduction. This is where I just came from. Oh my god, getting fed. I do love double-blind board games. One of my favorite ways to play diplomacy is double-blind. It's apparently a home rule, which I didn't know for the longest time. I mean, I'm not seeing any locked doors on the map. So we're gonna just try the next... Oh, fuck, I can't get up there. Favorite traditional board game? I'm going to assume you mean the boring board games. No offense. Oh, for Christ's sakes. Okay, so apparently the map does not indicate locked doors at all. That's good to know. That is actually good to know. God, so I'm not going to cheap out and say chess. Although, honestly, chess is kind of its own thing. I think, honestly, I'm going to go with Monopoly. I will freely admit at least part of that is because I am familiar with the history of that game, which I also admittedly find fascinating. Well, Settlers of Catan is not a traditional board game. Settlers of Catan is a real board game. Elitism. Oh, oh, oh. I can't stand Risk. I remember the first time I was ever introduced to Risk, and someone was like, yeah, this will be right up your alley. It's strategic, it's got war, and conflict, and diplomacy, and I'm like, sweet! And then I played Risk. Which, if you've never played it, is Risk. I have played Stratego. My friends used to hate playing it with me for reasons I'm going to leave to your imagination. Risk is actually interesting early on. I agree with that. But it very, very, very quickly becomes, you know, oh my god, why are we playing this? You know, I think I've only finished one game of Risk in my entire life, like all the way through. Because every time we play Risk, we get to a point where it's like... And we all just get... We're all bored. We're all bored, and we're like, let's go play something else. So now we have access to this. Nothing else. Well, that's another thing. Risk is very much a... I can't remember what that concept is called. There is a concept for that in a lot of games where, especially strategy games, where one side has won, you know, the match is over, and all you're doing is playing out, you know, just going through the motions, right? And we've actually discussed this because in several of the RTS games, especially we've covered, there's a certain point where it's like, yeah, okay, this needs to end. And then it doesn't. And any of the games that don't have some kind of mechanism for it ending tend to be on the worst side. StarCraft 2 actually has a built-in mechanic to try and acknowledge such things, not just in its single-player campaign, but just in random matches. Where even like the AI will be like, okay, yeah, you got me. Surrender. I tried the Civilization board game. I wasn't overly impressed with it. I admit I get really picky when it comes to board games, so please forgive me. But in my defense, board games take a long period of time, and I happen to really like board games. Elitism, as we've already discussed. Favorite board games? Oh, I got tons. God, where do I begin? I happen to be a big fan of Sheriff of Nottingham. Go ahead and mention that immediately. It has to be down. It has to be down. There's nothing else up here. Alright, whatever. I happen to like Sheriff of Nottingham. I am a big fan of Shadows over Camelot. God, of course I don't have a list. I don't actually get to play a lot of board games because very few of my friends are board game players, and again, it's a huge time sink. Sorry is... okay, so, then there's, I forget if it's Eldritch Horror. I think it's Eldritch Horror. Which you might think, you're not into Eldritch stuff, and I'm not, but it's just a really, really well-constructed board game. Like, it's probably one of the best designed large-scale board games I've ever played. It's fantastic. I love it. I have played Spirit Island. I have also played Forbidden Island and Forbidden Desert. I like both of those. I have played Axis and Allies, although not in a very long time at this point. Is there anything to blow up there? No, that just returns me to here. No, see, we're talking about real board games now. Speaking of which, I have played, or rather started playing the WoW board game. I have a bit of an anecdote for that. So, me, my sister, and my sister's soon-to-be husband were up at Gen Con. And we used to do this thing where, as our, like, recovery thing in between events, we'd go into the board game rental room, and we'd go and we'd play board games. And while we were in there, like, okay, let's try out this WoW one, because pretty much all of us there, like, wow, cool, it's got to be cool, right? We spent a half an hour, which I know doesn't sound like a long period of time, just sitting there, slowly setting up the board and reading the rules and understanding the mechanics of the game. When the half hour was done, we decided we no longer wanted to play that board game, so we never actually started playing it. You can mock all you want, Lord Harrowmont. That's not normal. Either my experience or in our experience. Like, any board game that is that dense usually isn't worth the time, in my experience. Like, again, I mentioned Eldritch Horror just a minute ago. You might think, that game's super dense. The time to start on Eldritch Horror, it's like 5 minutes. And that's if you've never played it before. Because the mechanics of the game are very simple and easy to understand. It's the execution which is the interesting part. Oh my god! Oh my god! I have played Dominion. I will never play Dominion again. Ever. Good lord. Although, there was a purely economy-based World War I board game I can never remember the name of. That good luck finding because it went out of print like a decade ago. It was really fun, though. My brother-in-law and I played the hell out of that. And tried very hard to find a copy of it. And failed. It was fun, though. You didn't play the countries of World War I. You played the corporations and political interest groups of World War I. So you could influence and change national policy indirectly. And you would deliberately do so in ways that would usually be very detrimental to the countries in question to benefit you. It was a lot of fun. And you know me, I like that kind of indirect strategy thing, but like I said, it went out of print, so that's the end of that. What else? God, there's so many. Pretty much, Dark Day. Pretty much. I already mentioned Diplomacy. That's an old hat one. Sheriff of Nottingham. Lords of Waterdeep. I don't like that it's versus, but I do enjoy Lords of Waterdeep. It's a fun one. That's, what's that called? Resource placement board game? Something like that. Where the primary mechanism is you gain a steady trickle of resources, and you spend them on specific spots to progress. I think it's literally called a worker placement game, now that I'm saying that out loud. Two-player board game I would recommend the most. Oh, by the way, It Takes Two is answer to your question, Ross. That game is co-op mandatory, but an extremely good co-op game. Almost rolled off the edge on accident. That would have pissed me off. It Takes Two is such a great game. I hope to review it someday, because it would review extremely well. Hey, Hazardous. Oh, the parents are just the worst. But that's sort of the point, isn't it? Step into the blue light to return. Whoa. Good, Hazardous. Hope he tears him to shreds. Cyclock. Careful, that bloated beast can summon cyclones. And also, he's on the upper screen, so I apologize for what's happening on your stream right now. I'm curious what this looks like to you. There we go. What? Meh. I know, right, Hazardous? Is this one bothering your eyes? I don't blame you if it is, because holy crap. This looks a lot rougher than Mario 64 to me, even though it came out later. Yeah, no surprise. That was a little on the close side. I think I played Weapons and Warriors. That would have been like 4th grade or thereabouts. I don't know if that's the right timeline. If that's the game I'm thinking of. I might be thinking of Stratego, though. I'm not sure. No, mine's like this. Mine's a vertical rectangle here. But there's no good way to get that on screen, and frankly, the top screen is almost never actually used in something that you need to see, so we use this layout. I'd say Dungeon 2 was short but sweet. Not quite as good as Dungeon 1, but still worthy of a positive. I also like that boss fight. Whatever his name was. Oh god. What was his name? Hang on. Cyclock. That was it. So, funny thing, I have a walkthrough over here on the side. I'm primarily using it to remember the names of dungeons and bosses, because it's just a quick reference point, right? But I have to share this, because this is funny. Chapter 1, Murkay Island. Chapter 2, Temple of Fire. Chapter 3, Ocean Temple. Chapter 4, Temple of Wind. Chapter 5, Ocean Temple. Chapter 6, Temple of Courage. Temple 7, something else. Temple 8, or Chapter 8, Ocean Temple. Chapter 9, Goron Temple. Chapter 10, Temple of Ice. Chapter 11, Ocean Temple. Chapter 11, Chapter 12, Muto's Temple. Chapter 13, Ocean Temple. Speaking of, guess where we're going now? I'm Neri, Spirit of Wisdom. Thank you for slaying that vile monster. Now the seal has been broken and I'm free. Look, Lore. This time it's the Spirit of Wisdom, Neri. We came all this way to seek your help. The Ocean King must be locked up somewhere, too. The Spirit of Power is with you. Of course, I'll help. Alright, so let's see. Other board games I like. Adventure Tactics was fun. Steam was all right. Unspeakable Words, which is more of a card game, but it still counts as tabletop, was good. There's Spirit Island. What else we got here? Ticket to Ride is kind of more of a traditional board game, but that's a good time filler one, and I've had a lot of fun with that over the years. What else we got here? Planetarium can be fun. There's Diplomacy. Code Names is another board, papery card game kind of a thing. There's Forbidden Desert. 5-Minute Dungeon is a lot of fun, if you know what you're doing. Betrayal at Baldur's Gate. That's a really good one. I highly recommend that one. That's a great game. Also, Betrayal at the House on the Hill, while we're on the subject. Not as good. Still good. We've got Between Two Cities. We've got Dungeon Lords. What else we got here? There's Secret Hitler. Lords of Waterdeep. I already mentioned that one. Let's see. Why is there a noise? Oh, it's because I'm stupid. Imperial. That was the name of the game I couldn't find anymore. The Resistance. That's a social deduction game. That's a fun one. I mean, I actually enjoy most social deduction games, even though I'm really terrible at them. What else we got here? Carcassonne. Gotta mention Carcassonne. There's Eldritch Horror. I already mentioned that. All the Pandemic games, but especially Pandemic Legacy, Season 1 and 2. Those might actually be my actual favorite board games. I know that's a bundle instead of like a single, but I really like Pandemic Legacy a lot. What else we got here? It took us a while, Bragwin. It took us a while. Like every week, too. King of Tokyo is surprisingly fun. Pure versus, but still very fun to play. Also, speaking of versus games that are fun, Tokaido. Highly recommend Tokaido. There's Sheriff of Nottingham. I already mentioned that. There's Shadows of Camelot. Oh, yeah. Okay, so. Power Grid. I love Power Grid. That actually might be my number 2 slot game after Pandemic. I love Power Grid. So in Power Grid, I'll just load the game really quick here. You can change the loadout, and it's just you're building an electrical network, and you're going for points. And discussing more of this would take time. It's definitely one of those games where you have to spend like 10 minutes to figure out the rules, and then it's like, okay, we're cool. Because it's a very, very complex, this is a German, I believe, board game. But it's awesome. Here, let me just show you really quick. I know you're here for Zelda, but screw you. It's all about board games now. That's just life. That's just life. You're just gonna live with this now. Really? One moment. It's being dumb. Hey, there it is. Okay, so Power Grid, check it out. Yeah, Power Grid is another one where generally you can just pause the game about midway through, and yeah, you're good. Anyway, so here's what it looks like. But as you can see, resources. So it's garbage, which we can burn. Uranium, which is very rare. Coal, oil. All of this stuff is cool. You pull up. You've got the different types of power plants, each of which are worth their own different points and cost different resources to produce different amounts of energy, which then gets you points. Obviously, everybody wants certain types of things, and there's a lot of different strategies you can do. But of course, what I find most amusing is almost every player goes for the clean power. This stuff. Because clean power requires nothing to generate energy, because it's clean power. But it'll never generate as much as, say, any of the dirty power stuff. This is a great board game, though. It appeals the hell out of me because it's complex, and it's got a tremendous amount of depth to it, and it's all about building. However, it is versus. That's its one great sin, excuse me. Hang on. So I already mentioned Power Grid. Let's see. Oh, Spectre Ops is okay. That's a fun one. I like Spectre Ops. Zul was okay. Don't Let It Die is fun. Power Grid. Yeah, it's right here. Power Grid. It looks like this. Ticket to Ride. I just mentioned that. Somebody wasn't listening to me. There it is. Ticket to Ride right here. There's actually a bunch of different layouts for Ticket to Ride. Obviously, I have the United States one here, but I've also played several of the European versions as well. And I think that might be it. I think that's all I have here. I know I'm missing a few board games, because not every board game is in Tabletop Sim. Oh yeah, by the way, Yura. This is what Takedo looks like. This is what the actual board game of Takedo looks like right up here. So, just saying, if you want a game that looks pretty, it is fun, though. I like Takedo. The way Takedo works is actually really, really simple. You pick a class. Each class has special abilities, which enable them to operate differently from the other classes and gain points differently. You all start off here, and it's like, okay, we go X number of spaces forwards, and we do the activity that's there. I forget what all the activities are, but you can draw cards, you can hit the bank to pull out money, you can go to the restaurant to enjoy food, and the whole goal of this game is to take the trip all the way over here and end with the best vacation possible. And that's the whole goal of this game, is you're on a vacation and you're doing this trip as part of your vacation. And you are being, the way it's competitive is you are trying to have the better vacation than everyone else's. You can paint paintings. Let's see what else. You can paint paintings. You can buy souvenirs. I forgot about that. You can get food. Delicious, delicious food. This is a fun one. I like Takedo. It's a great game. Yeah, you can donate money at the temple, which gets you like brownie points. There's all kinds of cool stuff there. Anyways, thank you, Venters, very, very much. Always appreciate your sub. If you give me a minute, I'll get back to actually playing a Zelda game for a second. Look, I'm a huge board game geek. I don't get a lot of chance to express that, so forgive me for gushing for a second. I will put that towards Euden. Euden Bluricles. And Triangle Strategy. Unicorn. Oh, Lord. I actually am fully aware of the Game of Life, and you're right, I'm not a big fan of it, but that's because it's a... well, it's a crap board game. And I don't mean like the game itself is crap. What I mean is, it's a crap. It's part of the crap. It's garbage! It's trash! Alright, so there's two different types of board games. Actually, there's like 5, but there's 2 broad categories of board games. There's board games that have some layer of depth or interest or gameplay or mechanics or anything to be interesting about them whatsoever. And then there's the rest. Guess which one I'm more into? Joking aside, elitism aside for a second, I'm not, and yes, I have played MTG. I don't want to spit too much venom at traditional board games. They just, I hate them. They're so disinteresting to me. Maybe I played them too much as a kid. Maybe I just didn't find them interesting even as a kid. I don't know. Most of them just don't have enough meat on their bones to engage me. And that's really what the problem boils down to. Because they just, you know, even Settlers of Catan, which is usually considered like the entry, that's the gate, right? As you've got all the traditional stuff over here, and you've got these at like schools. You have those at after school care parks, which I can't remember what those are called for some reason. And then you get to the gate, and beyond this gate is like the overwhelming depth of board gaming, tabletop gaming actually, because there's card games, there's party games, there's dice games, and then there's board games, and there's also P&P games, if I want to be honest. All of that's this gigantic category that is tabletop gaming. And the gate into all of that is Settlers of Catan. It's still pretty basic, all things considered, but it's definitely a step up from a lot of the traditional board games. And I did enjoy Ticket to Ride, for what it's worth. Ticket to Ride is also probably right there at the gate. It's very, very simple, but it's still solid enough and fun enough. And usually I'm more interested in just building the longest single line of trains that I can, because I have no interest in winning. I have played Star Trek Catan. I have actually played a lot of different types of Catan. So the Temple of the Ocean King. Yeah. Oh, excuse me. But to speak in a non-insulting manner, the reason that traditional board games tend to not work for me is actually very easy to explain. It's because their goal is different. I mentioned earlier that you'll find them at, like, daycares, right? Yeah, chess is on its own category. It's its own thing completely. I'm not even joking. Chess is its own thing completely. It's like Go. I don't think I have the salvage crane yet, Rex. So can I even do that right now? Lol, Lord Paramount. Yeah, me and my sisters played a lot of okay, well, I believe you. So traditional board games, like I said, I mentioned the after-school thing very much on purpose, because a lot of them are specifically designed to be the kind of game that's there to eat up time rather than to engage. There's obviously a gradient here. Duh. I don't want to sound like there isn't. There's a pretty big difference in between, say, Monopoly and Candyland, right? Because Candyland is trash, but if you're paying attention, almost all of the board games in the traditional category, and that's my made-up word, I don't know what they're actually called. They have to follow several precepts. They're quick to explain, quick to set up, and generally quick to play. There are a couple of exceptions to that. Risk. But by and large, I could explain the rules of Risk to you in like 30 seconds. Like if we're sitting there, it's like, okay, here's these countries. Each country gives you a soldier. You can move and attack once per turn. And you can only attack adjacent lines. If you have all of the ones in a bundle, you get bonus soldiers per turn. There you go. Boom, there's Risk. Like, it takes nothing to explain and set up, right? Same thing with Monopoly. Same. Like, there's a bunch of categories like that. And again, it's a bit of a gradient. Sorry is like that. The Game of Life is like that. If I look up... And I don't like to use this because I don't actually want to be insulting, but if I look up kids' board games, I'll find a lot of the traditional board games. Yeah, here we go. Boom. Like Mousetrap, Scrabble, Trouble. Forgot about that one. Chutes and Ladders. That's another one. You'll also notice a lot of these rely heavily on RNG. That is to say, dice rolling to actually do stuff. Because, duh. Connect 4. That's another one. Monopoly is listed here. I find that funny. Headbands. I actually enjoyed that back in the day. Guess Who? Clue. Life. We already talked about that one. You know, that's the traditional board games. Hello, Conria. Look at the upper screen. There's no map of this island. That means no one's even set foot here. Think of all the undiscovered treasure. Does that make sense? How could there be, if no one's been here before? Maybe someone who knows diddly about treasure buried something? Ah, whatever. I just know there's treasure here. I sniffed it out. Now you go find it. Okay. Sure. I can do that. Okay. This does look very familiar, yeah. Oh yeah, then there's Tic-Tac-Toe, which is such a solved game that it's hard to even express. Oh wait, no it isn't. There's like 4 plays in Tic-Tac-Toe. Ow. This definitely looks familiar, but I'm not remembering the specifics, so I'm gonna go with no, Kitten Fan. So hang on. On this island, a golden chief dwells who can harness the power of sea clouds. Ah, yeah. You must prove yourself by hitting 4 of my buddies in a very specific order. Rudder, spray, paddles, seas. Rudder, spray. Can someone write this down, please? Rudder, spray, paddles, seas. Thank you. That's a good way to put it, Frieza. That's a good way. Maybe we could call them learning board games instead of, you know, something more insulting sounding. To answer the other question, I do like deck building games, but I have to admit there's kind of an inherent investment required for deck building games. It's why I never got into Hearthstone. Because the way I really enjoy a deck building game is I know the rules and I know the availabilities. What I mean by that, hey, I got this new card out of my new booster, and this card enables me to be able to, anytime that I specifically do damage to anyone with vigilance on my team, I can tap to heal. That doesn't mean anything to me. In fact, I bet there's several of you in chat right now who that means nothing to you. But for those of you who do understand, you're like, oh, yeah, okay, so I've got a specific creature type out which has vigilance, and I could use another type of ability to tap to do damage to that, and then I could use that to heal myself. So I could use a ping to damage my vigilance characters in order to give myself a heal if I need it. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. And that's the deck building, right? That's the combos. That's why we call it build gameplay. But if I don't know all that stuff, then all I do is stare at that going, okay. Hence the time investment. You have to sit down and really figure out what is where and how. I have no idea if Yu-Gi-Oh! Follows these traditions or not. Hearthstone does, but like I said, I just didn't have time, and I didn't like Hearthstone that much. Okay. Either way, I do enjoy deck builders for what it's worth. Another good example of a deck builder game that I actually really got into was Kingslayer? Kingmaker? It's the Witcher game. The Gwent one. Thronebreaker, that sounds right. That was a good game. They did a lot right, too. Like, they had gimmicky fights instead of just traditional battles. A lot of those types of games make the mistake of just making every fight just another card battle. Yeah, I'm just looking it up. I'm just trying to find out where it's at in the walkthrough because, like, it's not listed in the section we're in. Oh, that's not it. That's not a ship. That's a whale. Okay, so rudder, which would be that one, I suppose. Sure. And then spray. No, don't roll. Not rolling when I'm not trying to roll. And then it was steer, and then it was sea. I can't think of an elf culture I like off the top of my head that isn't from Warcraft, so I'm gonna go with no. There we go. Time for the mages fight. Well, by my golden gizzard, a slow toe, child. Whatever brings you here, slow toe. You stand in the presence of the golden chief Silos. I'm so fantastic, I'm the only frog hereabouts who leaps by cyclone. Slick, eh? Slowtoe, is that not the phantom hourglass you carry? It certainly means most certainly and undoubtedly that you know old Oceus. We go way back, that old codger and me. He watched out for me until I found safe harbor in this secret spot. He's helping us look for the ghost ship. A girl named Tetra was taken by it. She's Lore's friend. Ah, ghost ship, you say? I've heard of that dreary vessel from my guilt minions. You have any notions as to where the ghost ship might be? Not a clue yet. First we need to save the spirits that are scattered on the seas. Ah, but the sea must seem very vast for beings such as yourself. Vastly vast. Let me help with a gift, Lore. That is the Cyclone Slate. By drawing symbols on it, you can ride cyclones too. Only built for the ship, then spring into action with the slate. Could you tell us more about these symbols? My guilt minions are strewn over the sea. 6 minions total, sparkling in the sun. Find them, ask them. They each know one symbol. Then by drawing symbols on the slate, your ship will fly to that spot in a flash. You really sure we can take something so wonderful with us? Oh, how could I just sit back and do nothing for you, friends of Oceus? The sea is vast, and that will help you bridge the distances. Our deepest thank, your golden majesty. No, that's golden chief. Oh, right, sorry. Didn't mean to get that inaccurate. So Zara asked, now I finally got this. Oh, congrats on finishing Super Metroid, by the way, Walker. Actually, Venters asked something too. Hang on. So Venters asked, what's my favorite co-op board game? Well, I actually already answered that indirectly, but that would be Pandemic. Like any of the Pandemics, really. Link. Thanks, Link. Why can't you swim? You live in an ocean planet. Favorite Versus board game? I'm not a big fan of Versus in general. But if I had to pick, it would be probably either Sheriff of Nottingham, Lords of Waterdeep, or Tokaido. One of those three. Now, I want to test something, because I actually remember something. We'll test in a second. Cesar says, Can I ask you a question about gameplay core for JRPGs? What is the core for a JRPG that reinforces and pushes players to play it and finish it even when they're long, grinding for resources, weapons, and have pacing issues? The answer is none. The core reason why people tend to play JRPGs has entirely to do with the story axis and not the gameplay axis. However, if you asked me, I would say that the central thing that tends to make a JRPG fun gameplay-wise has to do with three dominant things. Kit, boss, level. You make interesting boss fights, those are fun to take down. You make interesting level design, those are fun and rewarding to go through. And if you give the player sufficient kit to build out and design their team, that can make it interesting from a strategic and planning perspective. Okay, so it looks like it won't take it until I've actually found it. That's okay. I kind of figured. God, I hate gnats so much. There's a lot of Nazis around here. Now, I'm a little biased there because I tend to value gameplay a little bit more than most people. But as I've said many, many times, it wasn't until the mid-SNES era that I finally discovered that I could actually enjoy playing RPGs. And that's not some kind of dig, that's just a statement of fact. FF6, by the way. Nice shot, buddy. Yes, give me the number. There we go. Over here. Get rid of that. Get rid of that too, since I'm just staring at it. Thank you. Depends on my mood, Ross. Hylians are not elves. They have none of the features of elves. Vulcans are more elves than Hylians are. At least Vulcans live a long time. Don't do it, Yura. FF7 sucks! It's the worst game ever. It's also the only FF that hasn't had some kind of touch-up over the years to make it better. Oh, I know. We got FF7R1 and FF7R2, but we never got, like, a proper remaster of FF7. Just ports that were arguably worse. Hello? Excuse me. This isn't working. Maybe he can't hear us. Well, I mean, FF7R1 isn't a remake, so that helps. You don't have to yell. I can hear you, you know. So. You guys are on a big adventure in search of the ghost ship, eh? How'd you know? Humans always think that unless they say something, others won't hear them. Truth is, people talk just as loudly with their hearts. Their kingdom hearts! Because people have mouths, they don't pay attention to their hearts. There's nothing I have to tell you now, Laura, but there will come a day when you will require my power. It is then you should pay another visit to Zao's the blacksmith. And no, it's not that I want a remaster over a remake. It's that I want both. I'm greedy. I do. That's actually not a joke. Ideally, we'd get a low-key or a decent quality of life remaster of a game, and then a proper remake of the game side by side. In Reality Land, that almost never happens. Because, you know, money exists. No, they do not. Come. Like, I probably have some long-lived species, but I couldn't even tell you what they are off the top of my head. Yeah, FF7... See, part of the reason I have a problem with FF7 is if you want to play FF7 right now, you have two options. Option 1, wait another 3 or 4 years until all of FF7R is out, and then you can play the remakes, all 3 of them. Or, I think you're making fun of me, Noctis. Or you could have how can I not hit that guy? Ah, whatever. Words. Or you could play FF7, the original. A game that is so terrible about its translation and has so many artifact issues with it that it's actually the worst localized Final Fantasy game. Among other issues that it has. That's the big one, though. And of course, some people are just going to look at that and they're just going to be put off by the visuals, which, you know, no judgment. I actually think FF7 looks better than FF8 in several ways, because it's a little bit more designed, whereas FF8 was leaning heavily on the, we're realistic now, when, no, they're not. And of course, FF7, I'm trying to think how to explain this. There's nothing really wrong with FF7 itself. Really. Whoop. Hang on a sec. There it is. Nice shot. Yep. Give me the icon. Just getting our fast travel spots, don't mind me. Okay, so that's... And then we go over... into the rocks! No, about here-ish. Should do it. I haven't played them yet, Ross. So truth be told, I cannot actually gauge that answer. But by all that I've seen, yeah. Do I wish FF7R1 was a remake and not a new story? No, I'm perfectly fine with it being a new story. I just kind of wish we could get an actual proper remake of FF7. Or a remaster would be nice. I'm not that greedy, really. I'm not Jeff Bezos, despite how I look. I mean, I know... Look. Daddy Bezos, you know, as soon as he dies, I'm going to take his fortune. Just take it, straight up. Anyways, Hi, Korgoth. Words. I guess that's the end of that statement. I already finished answering that. Like, if I was doing a remaster of FF7, it would actually be fairly simple. First of all, and most importantly of all, clean up the gosh darn localization. It's bad. Moving past that, probably do just a few polishing passes things. Like, there's some individual bosses and levels. Just smooth out a few of the difficulty curves, you know, make a few things more clear. Probably clean up the interface just a little bit. Change what kind of drops happen where, change how much AP, certain things. You know, a polishing pass, right? Just a general polishing pass. And other than that, just add some quality of life features like a Enk None toggle or an Enk More toggle. There we go. So Enk None, Enk More. You know, just make there a slider. How many encounters do you want? What's the rate of AP gain you get? What's the rate of experience you get? What's the rate of gil you get? And like a speed up button. There you go. Classic remaster quality of life features. Editing, polishing pass. Fix up the localization. Done. I can do that myself in a month. If I actually had access to the core files, which of course I do not. No, that looks terrible. I mean, I know this one. I know this one by heart because it's the one I use the most. But just in case. I know what you're thinking. It wouldn't take you that little time. Well, you notice I didn't mention graphics. If there's one thing that these things tend to really drag out in terms of time consumption, it is graphics. And weirdly enough, I get why people are like, oh my god, it's not a remaster if the graphics aren't overhauled, but you'll notice I will never mention graphics when it comes to any of these things, because I don't give a damn. Hell, I think FF6 Pixel Remaster looks worse than the original FF6. So. Now, another common thing is they'll redo all the music, which is fine if you have a toggle, which it's worth noting the Pixel Remasters do. So that's nice. Now that we got some bombs. I shortcut this that way. That's a tough one. So, okay, question in chat. If you had a choice, let's presume, you know, you've got infinite time, infinite budget, so that's not a consideration. Would you rather have, like, really nice 3D graphics for FF7, or, you know, really, really nice 2D graphics, sprite work for FF7? Okay, shortcut get. Small shortcut, but still a shortcut. Come over here. And to be clear, we already know what 3D will look like because FF7R1 and 2, that's what it would look like. Boy, we fall an adventure slumber forever within the Temple of the Ocean King. If fallen, but you can seek their advice on how to survive the temple. Yeah, I knew that before I had access to this area. But thanks for the completely useless information. I'll take the power gem, though. I mean, listen, I've seen Tifa in a bikini, I get it, but... The original FF7 is 3D, yes, sir. Not that that means anything. I mean, after all, we know the best version of Mega Man X8 is 2D, so... How do I remake Boss 3? Remake or remaster, Ross? 12 minutes. Hang on. I have been asked a question, and I want to properly acknowledge this. So, what is the gameplay core for a JRPG that binds and reinforces the whole game? Makes it fun to play and finish it, even when they have big issues like long length, complete pacing issues, grinding for resources. I feel like my answer to that hasn't changed. Level design, boss design, kit. That's the thing right there. From a gameplay perspective, that is your gameplay core. You design and set up your team and build your team in order to progress through the dungeons in order to beat the bosses. That's your that's the core gameplay loop of a JRPG. I know you could say that ascribes to a lot of games, but most RPGs don't actually lean into that all that heavily unless it's a CRPG, and plenty of those are actually still single individual, as opposed to a party. But like I said, you emphasized gameplay-wise, and most CRPGs don't actually lean into level design or boss design all that hard. So that would be my answer to you. Okay, so no. There we go. Nope, that does sound pretty stupid, Gum Gum, so no, that would not surprise me. That wouldn't surprise me, Kitten Fan, but I have no idea, truthfully. I'm not that familiar with this game. The best JRPG in pure gameplay. Gosh, I'd have to think about that. I mean, obviously, there's quite a few candidates for that. Because there's actually a lot of JRPGs out there that have some decent gameplay. There it is. So let's look at my own genre sheet, shall we? Because I keep track of this sort of thing. JRPGs, sort by gameplay. So it looks like Pokemon is king of that category by such a huge margin it's not even funny. So I suppose there's my answer there. Pokemon games. Does a JRPG have to be turn-based? Nope. As with all genres, JRPGs are loosely defined because all genres are loosely defined. That's how that works. Pokemon is a bit cheating, so if we skip Pokemon, the next highest looks like Lufia 2. And I'm pretty sure Lufia 2 managed most of that based on the puzzle design and level layout. Lufia 2, then Nier Automata, then Final Fantasy Mystic Quest, then Crosscode, then Cthulhu Saves the World, Earthbound, Tales of Arise, Skyborn. Everything after that has a net 0 or negative on the gameplay axis. And that is most of the JRPGs we've covered. That's not even halfway down the list. Okay. We have not covered Chrono Trigger or any Final Fantasy game that is not called Mystic Quest. We have also not covered the Kingdom Hearts' or like any Tales of game. I'm trying to think of any other major... Oh, we haven't really covered any Dragon Quest games other than 1, 2, and 3. So we actually have a pretty big hole in our JRPG lineup, and that's sort of deliberate. If we count FF14, which is of course in a totally other category because it's in the MMO tab, FF14's current golden number for gameplay is 258. Or sorry, I don't know why I said that. That's not a golden number. That's a gameplay score. Its gameplay score is 258. I don't know why that didn't hit, but okay. Of course. I mean, FF14 in many ways is structured like a JRPG, so sure. No arguments there. Yeah, I think FF5 and FF10-2 are going to be the two contenders for top gameplay amongst the Final Fantasy series. I mean, I know, lore shock, right? Nobody's going to be surprised if those two are beating it out for top gameplay. Now, top story. That, I think, is going to be a much tighter competition. Because a lot of the FFs that have a higher emphasis on story also tend to screw up more. FF10, FF12, and FF9 all come to mind as games with tremendous story axis focus, with lots of when it comes to them. How do you do it, Kitten Fan? How do you get the key off of them? This might be worth the, like, 40 seconds it's taking me to switch items. Yeah, I think I lost time on that. Okay, whatever. That's a good question. Dragon Quest XI will probably drag that score up pretty hard. Yeah. See, the problem with having a well-known favorite is if I told you right now that I think FF6 might score the best on the story axis, then you might be like, ah, you're just biased. But no, I think it actually might. It's got some competition up there, don't mistake me. But it's missing a lot of the detriments that drag down most of the other FFs, story-wise. Yeah, it's very, very character-focused and has tremendous cast and uses most of them well. And it's got an engaging plot, some of the best brickwork in the business. You know, excellent storyboarding and cutscene and animations. Just really, really nails it on a lot of axes. I do think 9, 10, and 12 will be competitors, but I mean 6, you know. 10 is going to take it a little bit of a hurt on the story axis because it's actually going to garner negatives for voice acting, or excuse me, for voice direction. And 9 will garner negatives because of the amount of information that's not in the game itself and the confusion factor related to that, as well as some severe pacing issues when you get to the third act. Fourth act, I guess. Which characters use the worst in 6? It's these stupid things. Allow me to explain. Those are phantom eyes. They are extra eyes for the phantoms. If they see you, the phantoms go at you. But you can kill them, so that's cool. Yeah, Gogo is probably the least well-used character in FF6, story-wise. Even Umaro has something going for him. Not much, but something. Okay, got it. Cannot go through there. Let's see if this will work. Well, it stuns it. Game, could you... Thank you. Game, I really need you to not do what you're doing. Thank you. FF6's biggest negative? As far as actual negatives given, as opposed to, say, like, biggest thing I lament from it. Because the biggest thing I lament in FF6 is the absence of New Game Plus. But the biggest overall detriment to FF6 is undoubtedly its boss design. We know they can do good boss design in the Final Fantasy series. They've done it before FF6 with FF5. Yep, that's great. Can I have my thing, please? Or not? Okay, apparently... Ah! And... Wow! Okay, that's bullcrap. Actually knocked me out of that. Absolutely, Ross. Tactics has a lot going for it, but Tactics also has several large blind spots in its story we all kind of tend to avoid and ignore because, you know, we love the story, and that's understandable. But... yeah, if you're wondering what happened there, it knocked me out of using my freaking boomerang, which I was trying to do, so that didn't go very well for me. Sounds cool. Anyways. Of course, don't have a bow yet, and I can't access it up here. And apparently you can't attack an eye once it sees you, which is even more bullcrap. Varying levels of bullcrap. People claim that games like Baldur's Gate 3 or Witcher 3 are the best in the industry in the last 30 years of gaming. People in general like to exaggerate. That's it. That is all there is to that. I apparently can't freeze it. A bad boss in Chrono Trigger. Arguably the Ret Knight. Which is funny, because the Ret Knight is a very, very interestingly designed boss. But, yeah, no, that fight's still probably a bad boss fight. Well, that's my life now. Yeah, Son of Sun is also just kind of arduous and aggravating. No, I'm sort of agreeing with you, Ross, and making your point for you. There are not very many bad bosses in Chrono Trigger. Now, there's actually not very many bad bosses in FF6, but by contrast, there's also not very many good bosses in FF6. FF6 bosses are almost always just stat piles with some pretty graphics. Really like how the camera moves with me when I'm doing that. It just makes it as hard to control as possible. They literally leave the map while they're doing that, too. I'm surprised Sandland even came out here. I haven't heard anything about it. I even covered that when it was being announced, if you remember. A couple years ago at this point. Interesting. Oh, I'll take that. Listen, we all know the best Mario game of all time is Mario 64. And the best Zelda is Ocarina 64. And the best Final Fantasy is Final Fantasy 7. You know, a lot of those are from the same era, I just realized. I wonder how coincidental that is. I mean, I get it. Gaming was exploding as a medium at that point. People who had never actually even been aware of games were suddenly being made aware of games, and that's awesome. I'm with that. Really. Yeah, Diablo 2, GoldenEye, those are all in that era. I don't like any of those games. Except Ocarina. But even Ocarina I wouldn't call the best. Hell, I think Minish might actually beat Ocarina. We'll see. Minish was really solid. That's true. LTTP is total garbage. Tune in for about 3 games from now when LTTP is going to crush most of these games in score. Uh-oh. Okay, that's not gonna work. Oh, God. We'll see. We'll see, Ross. I'm as curious as anybody. Yeah, 20 FPS. How did we put up with that? There was no alternative. Although, something I'm always amused by, because every now and then I'll tell someone this and they didn't actually know this. Yeah, when we went back to... when we went over to the N64, that was a pretty big step down. Because we were used to 60 FPS. The NES and the SNES were both 60 FPS hardware. So, yay. That was jarring. Before you realize the second tablet. Okay. I've been gaming for about 38 years at this point. It's not even a made-up number. That's pretty much to the year. That's nothing that irritates me. The whole I mean, nostalgia is nostalgia. I've argued that to death. But it tends to bother me a little bit when someone says the first game they played in a franchise is the best game in that franchise. Because, no. Put as simply as I could possibly put that. It may be your favorite, and there's nothing wrong with that. But best? Nah. Like, Mega Man 2 is not the best Mega Man game. And now I'm trying to think of other ones. Other examples of that. Ah, shoot. Kingdom Hearts 1. I mean, Kingdom Hearts 1, I don't know. We'll see how that reviews when we get there. I've said for years that I don't think Kingdom Hearts 1 will review very well, and I look forward to being proven wrong. Wow, that was some distance there, but we got him anyways, so I'll take it. I had the VHSs of the Star Wars films. Well, I had access to them. My mother had them. She still has them. I obviously do not. No, no, no. You know, that's a hard point to make, Blateville, but the problem is, see, I don't think Chrono Trigger has a franchise. There's just the one game, after all. Dragon Age Origins is a weird one. I'll actually give you that. Because, yeah, Dragon Age Origins is probably the best Dragon Age game. Cool. That's a cool thing that just happened. I mean, I was with that too, Czar. Like, count me as one of those people who was like, oh man, thank goodness Kingdom Hearts is finally coming to Steam. No offense if you use Epic, but screw Epic and everything about it. Nothing here, officer. Go home. You're drunk. On donuts. Is donut beer a thing? Like, I assume donuts and beer is a thing, which first of all, gross. Wait, what? Why didn't that work? Yeah, fair enough, Jiggly Saint. The Switch is online, stupid thing, Dragon Player. Oh, I draw it on the door. Oh, god damn it. Whatever. Definitely what I just drew. Oh, Vegemite beer. Oh, man. Could be worse. Could be black licorice beer. Oh no, how do I do this? I have to press the crest against the C chart to transfer it. Damn, this is such a frustrating thing, and I'm just going to sit here and I'm going to try to tap it, and it's not doing anything. I'm waving, it's not doing anything. I'm hitting all the buttons, nothing's happening. So, what was intended here was you're supposed to have your DS, and you're supposed to get to this part, and you got your stylus up, and you're like, ah, why is this not working? Then finally, in frustration, you're supposed to close it. Come back to it later. And you come back to it later, and... oh, sorry, I need to actually pull up the C chart. There we go. No? Is it up here? How about there? Okay, hold up. There we go. And then you do that. But as you can see, that doesn't really intuit as smoothly as it probably should. And honestly, I know several people, including me, who, when we got to this point, in frustration, we didn't close the DS. We turned it off. Hit the power switch and just screw it. And then put the game down. This should be a nice, clever thing. But instead, this is so notoriously walkthrough-itis-y that we have to ding this. This is just, this is bad. And as you saw, even knowing exactly what the specific solution was, it actually still took me a second, because you had to be on the right C chart to do it too. It is a neat idea, and I do like the fact that they're trying to play with what the DS is. But... oh, and before you ask, you have to do this. This is MSQ. This is mandatory. You cannot go to that island without having it on the map first. It won't be there. So... in fact, I'm pretty sure you can't even get out of the cutscene I was just in until you do that. Well, apparently this is the trigger for the salvage arm being sold, which I'm pretty sure is also mandatory. I could be wrong about that. Don't quote me. I don't know this game that well. Either way, the core point of my statement, I am reasonably certain, although now I'm questioning myself, is true. You're stuck. You have to solve that. Yes, it is, Dragon Player. Move it to the salvage arm. Ah! Come on. Come on. Oh my god. It's a letter from Edo. It's some big news. I'm working on a salvage arm, but it's gorgeous piece of machinery. Lets ships pull up treasure from the sea floor. I'm gonna sell this the first one who gets here. I'd roll my eyes, Gum Gum. Oh yeah, actually, real quick. while we're here. We have 500 rupees right now. Yep, wrong one. Lol, Savacom. Is this guy here yet? He is. What is wrong with your face? I'm a teller of treasures. Baubles, beauties. I can sort tripe from treasure. Let me see your belongings. No, I do not. Go. Everyone has their own personal opinions on the matter, but even I, who can remember things from 30 years ago, clearly still thinks of 1 year ago as a long time ago. Because it was. Yeah, this should be fun. What? No, I don't have a salvage arm. I'm getting a salvage... Jesus Christ, game. I'm trying to remember where the mic setting was, because it was someplace very strange. No, that's not it. There it is. Now, hang on a second. Let's pause for a moment. Just go over here. Well, that sucks, but we might be able to work around that. We'll figure it out. Where the hell am we going? You know me, G-Juice. I played this on this DS right here. Alright, where the hell am I going? I don't remember the name of the damn place. And I don't think it's actually on the chart either. Maybe? Nope, it is not. Okay. Yeah, I know I'm going to Cannon Island. What I don't know is where it is. There it is. Okay, hey. I was trying to get it to pop up the name of the island. Apparently I have to be in routing mode to do that. I actually don't think so, Walker. It's about the time when Bregman's usually making dinner. Rax doesn't actually watch my stream. And I don't think I actually have any other mods anymore. Oh no, I've got Zeiss, but he doesn't watch my stream anymore either. I need to make a new mod at some point. Yes, it's finally complete. The salvage arm will let you reach the bottom of the sea for sunken treasure. Aren't you the shrimp that bought that cannon for me? Now you want the salvage arm? Did you come racing after getting one of my laters? You dropped everything to rush here for my invention. You're a real fan of my work, aren't you? Yeah, butter me up all you want, but it's going to cost you big time. So shout with some gusto. So we're actually going to make a save state. Because we might actually run into some hardware issues here. I should mention, this is an issue even with the original. So, this mic, it's right there, right in the middle. That mic is, no, I know, and I can't invite you, Walker. That's, yeah. It sucks as a mic. It's terrible. It's pretty similar to the original NES mic, that is to say, the original Famicom mic. But the real problem with it is that it is binary. It does not have the ability to take input in a in an analog manner. So it's either or nothing, right? The problem with that is that the mic itself is so low quality that it has trouble maintaining input. I actually remember researching this back in the day when I first started having issues with this game and with Spirit Tracks. So that's why I started blowing into the mic, because just like that is more likely to actually maintain a consistent input than quite literally yelling into the device. So we'll see how we do with an emulated version of that exact same thing. Whoops, wrong button. Game. So I am currently holding down the mic input button, which has been working so far. Okay, here we go. Apparently that worked? Okay, Jesus. I actually thought it was legitimately not taking the input for a second. Because there was absolutely no feedback whatsoever that it was taking the input. So that's cool. So I hate to do this, but honestly, that probably is a negative. Again, even on the original hardware, that's a problem, especially since nothing tells you that it's about the length of how long you do it, and nothing indicates it's taking your input at all. And again, the mic itself is crap. This is also going to be a problem if we ever want to get this game off of the DS, right? Like, if this game ever came out on the Switch, how are we going to deal with these kind of sections? The only real way to do that is to rip the mechanism out of the game entire. So I'm just going to put this under mic issues. Leave it at that. Yeah, no, exactly. We need to overhaul the game. It's pretty much the same thing they did with Skyward and Mario Galaxy 1. It's not like they can't do that, thank you, Bio. But, you know. Oh, I already... Sorry, I mentioned that. Okay, so now that we can do that... Let me guess. The Ocean Temple, Bio. Okay, whatever. That does not surprise me. That is the most common complaint of this game by far. Yep. Cool. So, the salvaging minigame. Let's do it. Yep, nope, I know what I'm doing. Thank you. I usually suck at this minigame, but, you know, we'll see what we got. For some reason, there's a bunch of mines in the water, which kind of makes me wonder. Why are there so many mines in the water? I know, they're actually creatures, but still. The Hillians don't even have an ocean, Gum Gum. So no, probably not. Congrats, Mr. Ed. I always knew. So, I don't actually mind this minigame all that much. The first time. Going down. It's going up that tends to irritate me. And I think I'm about to demonstrate why. Oh my god, that was actually pretty close. Well, they've got the riverways, but if you know anything about riverways, you know that those are basically just roads. And they've got 3 major trading partners in walking distance of them. And we know they have connections with most of the other nations in the area, so that's probably relevant too. Oh, neck. Sun key. Woo! Shaped like the sun. What's that supposed to mean? Well, it means that I definitely wrote down where that was on the ocean. I didn't write it down. So... yeah, when we get to Spirit Tracks, we will have a nice long discussion about negative to external continuity. In fact, I believe it'll be the first time we've ever covered that type of negative. Ow. No, I think it's actually faster to go there. Let's do it. What? Still faster. Look, all I'm saying is if it gets me to my destination quicker, Yura. It's all about the speed. Killing Beetle. Wait, what? 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 No! Damn it. Thanks, dude. Hi? The weak spot's gotta be at Spuddy some body somewhere. Ah, why did you screw up my camera? Little too close, but that's okay. I accept this. Excessive usage of repetition, which may or may not be a problem of localization. Well, it's under question marks. Bio. This thing got some health, doesn't it? Pretty much, Bio. A little bit worse than that, but yeah. Like earlier, there was a point that was repeated 7 times. I started counting. I bet some of you in chat right now could tell me what that point was, because it was repeated so often. I don't know why. I keep thinking tapping up there is what's actually going to open up the ability to change my item, not use my item. In case you're wondering why I'm an idiot. I mean, I am obviously an idiot, but like, the specific instance of idiocy is kind of what I'm trying to say. Yeah, it'll suck the life out of me. Ugh. 7 times. Oshu's home has a storehouse. That storehouse is a tree outside, and its roots hide a buried prize. Okay, dig outside tree at Oshu's house. Someone remember that. Dig tree, Oshu's house. I mean, I did stop counting at a certain point, Blade, so you might actually be right. Only statues can urge the temple door open, so focus their light gaze upon it. That is so gross, Yura, that I just want you to know that you are the embodiment of evil. Okay. Does this hurt me? No, okay, good. Ugh. I have to fight you. Can you wait for a second, please? Thank you. We're just gonna bypass you, because I don't feel like fighting you right now. I probably wouldn't be bio, but of course, you didn't ask me, so I probably shouldn't answer that. Damn it. Well, time to go die then. Oh, love die. I don't even feel alive if I haven't died that particular day. Potions, right, yeah. Nope, we're dead. That's just... Okay. Ultimately, neither, Bio. But if you did it, I wouldn't be bothered by it. As I'm fond of saying, I don't really care what art style you use, so long as it's good. I'm ready, Ross. I'm ready. You know, that's a good question. Yeah, consistent art style is good, too. Or at least consistent quality. Obviously, a game can bounce around when it comes to its art style all it wants to. And several games pull it off quite well. Not every game, but some games. I actually forgot about that, Kitten Fan. Thank you for reminding me. Sorry, I needed something that's something closer to actual music, if that's okay with everyone for just 5 seconds. So, with that in mind... Why is it not here? Where is it? One moment, please. Technical difficulties. Oh, thank God for that, Yura. They renamed it, that's why. So since we have 2 of these damn things at this point, let's go ahead and pop one. Oh my God, this is really frustrating, actually. So I'm trying to do the spin slash, and in case you missed that, I was constantly doing the roll. The thing I've failed to do pretty much the entire game. This right here, by the way, is why I prefer Uematsu over most other composers. He's not necessarily the best composer, but he does what I value the most in composition. As I've said many times, his songs are specifically styled to the themes, moments, areas, and characters. He gets involved in the storytelling process of the games he composes for, and he designs his music to evoke the feelings of the area, the scene, or the character. Point in case. And yeah, so I need to dig up a thing, and I need to shop at Beetle's place after this. Honestly, yeah, Noctis. To my knowledge, yes, Bio. Although that's in the old days. Like, that's FF4, 5, and 6. There is an apocryphal tale, which I was never able to verify, and to this day have never actually verified 100%, that Uematsu was one of the biggest reasons why several of the Final Fantasy series games have bothered to do little extra touches for their final bosses, since he himself was one of the people who was arguing that a final boss should be something special, something different than just another encounter. Something I agree with, it's worth noting. However, like I said, I was never able to actually verify that. So, big asterisk there. Hi, Chase. Welcome to stream. Hopefully today is treating you as well as you can. I will answer your question momentarily, because where the hell is this other thing? It's like right over here. Oh, there it is. I see it. I see it. It's this way. Ba-na-na-na. Okay, nope, there's trees in the way. So I have to get over from over there. But I already tried that, and I failed, so I've got to go all the way around, don't I? Okay. Yeah, no kidding, Bio. Which do I prefer more, Zelda or Kingdom Hearts? So, I don't like giving my opinions out on things I haven't done a fully analytical review of. Because if I haven't already properly reviewed something, then I probably don't have a codified opinion of it. However, if you put a gun to my head right now, which, you know, is something that my viewers like to do fairly often, and said, you have to pick one right now. Is it up or down? Can't see the damn thing. I would probably go with Zelda. I like Kingdom Hearts plenty, but Kingdom Hearts is one of those asterisk-y kind of games. Franchises, I should say, excuse me. Having said that, there are plenty of Zelda games I'm not a big fan of either, as I've already demonstrated. Like Zelda 1, or Zelda 2. Yeah. No more great music. Yeah, Chain of Memories. And then there's 358. Now, 358's a very weird one, because 358 in many ways is a very typical JRPG. Its gameplay sucks, but it's got a great story. The thing is, that makes it kind of an outlier amongst the Kingdom Hearts games, because most of the Kingdom Hearts games have pretty good gameplay. So that's just kind of a, whoa! Fun little thing. There. Okay, I'm over here. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. No need to freak out. Everything's fine. Whoa! Okay, now you can freak out. You have permission. I would say yes, Bio. A lot of people meme on Kingdom Hearts' story, and for honestly not really valid reasons. But Kingdom Hearts has really solid gameplay, and kind of always has. There's only really 2 exceptions to that. Like, if you put a gun to my head, I would say I play Kingdom Hearts primarily for the gameplay. Again with the gun to my head. Why do you keep doing that? Savicom, could you stop shooting me in the face? It's just, I know it's cathartic. I understand completely. Kingdom Hearts game stories also tend to have Kingdom Hearts syndrome. 3, Jesus. No, I'm good, thanks. Kingdom Hearts syndrome is when there's a whole bunch of story at the beginning, there's a whole bunch of story at the end, and then there's a lot of padding in the middle. Just all this crap in the middle. Oh, sword all the way. I want that closer. I forget what it's called, but there's a closer ability in Kingdom Hearts 1, which is my preferred playstyle to a T. However, objectively speaking, magic is overpowered as hell in every Kingdom Hearts game. I just don't like playing that way. Yeah, if you like really bad, cheap rehashes of existing Disney films, then that padding is for you. If you like anything good whatsoever, then you're just spinning your wheels until you get to the good stuff. It's really easy to define, too, because it happens in all of them. In Kingdom Hearts 1, it's from when you go from Traverse Town until you get to Hollow Bastion the first time. In Kingdom Hearts 2, it's pretty much the moment you leave Twilight Town, and then all the way up until the second half of the game where you start doing the world revisits. Name one spell in Kingdom Hearts that's OP that doesn't cure. Reflect. Also Magnera and Balloon, while we're on the subject, from different games. Oh god, it'd gotta be terrible. Getting a fan. Just terrible. I kinda want to review Sticker Star someday, but I need to be in a really good mood for that day, because I am not gonna be enjoying that particular playthrough. Is Donald really that bad? Sometimes. Sometimes Donald is really, really aggravating, and he just refuses to heal you, which is not fun. Sure. Goofy Skull. The HUD should be up to date. If it isn't, then something's wrong somewhere. I could double check. 43119. 43119. Yep, nope, we're good. Okay. Yes, that's right. It only took about 10? No, 20 years. But we finally gotten the ability to kill Pole's voice with the microphone in the States. You see, during the 3 seconds I was knocked out during Kingdom Hearts 2, I was replaced with a digital double of myself. Yuck! Sorry. Just double checking something really quick. What I thought. See, I always thought he was going, "Loyal." Ironically, I'm having a bit of a relaxer chase because obviously since I'm emulating, I'm playing via my mouse. So my left hand over here just gets to relax a little bit. See, I can just like doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. But I'm with you. I played this on the DS originally. And yeah, these games can be rough. Some very innovative stuff, but still rough. Maybe he's saying girl. Goyle! You know, like that. Oh, god dang it. I just hit everything wrong. I just realized that. Yeah, we already did that. Backseat gaming. And give it a negative for it. Okay, let's close our DS really quick here. Okay, let's open it up again. Thank God for emulators having a button for that, by the way. I don't think there are any girls in this game. Famicom. I think they're a phantom, you might say. Besides, Tetra spends the entire game, and I do mean the entire game, being kidnapped. I don't think Astrid crushes on us. Although we are very young here, so that might be why. The Phantom Hourglass feature. Personally, I prefer the cooldowns by memory, Lord Aramon. But review-wise, who knows? You like how this is just the dungeon theme, by the way? It's okay. Surely they'll play something else in the various dungeons throughout the course of this game. I accept death. I accept death. You know, it's funny. We've been covering most of the problematic Zeldas first for pretty obvious reasons. But yeah, a lot of these haven't really been nailing it on the music axis. I think Minish is the only one so far that's been really solid, musically speaking. No, I'm lying. Oracle of Ages did too. So Oracle of Ages and Minish Cap. And that's it. Okay. I would say better than Breath of the Wild musically. Although, that is admittedly a very low bar. No, the DS didn't really have hardware limitations like the GBA did. DS can have really solid music. Just a random example here. This is a DS game. I think I missed something upstairs. Let's do that real quick. Bonus points if you recognize the song or the game it's from. They should probably give it away. No, it's a DS game. It is a Castlevania game. Or, if you want to go to the aforementioned, one moment, please. This is also a DS game. Nice, I think it's their first ship part. I know it's weird, legible. Also, we got the bow. I think you got this, Sabaton. Damn it, mini dorm. Get out of the way. Yeah, the itemization is certainly better than some of the previous ones, right? Absolutely. Ow. Get out of the way, or I will kill you. Oh, wait. I'm gonna kill you anyways, aren't I? Damn it! Okay, whatever. I don't have a lot of, negotiating power when I'm just gonna kill them anyways. Die in the process, Jesus. I don't remember which boss this is, no, but I think you're right, Kitten Fan. Oh, for God's sakes, go away! No, and that's why the controls are a negative. Where all the other eye things were. Okay. Now one way to find out, Arspruce. And that's to fail miserably. My favorite thing to do. No, don't. Why did you throw that? Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on! Ugh, Jesus, game. A Zora scale. Yeah, soon, Sabacom. Soon you will be free. Or, I mean... Okay, so this isn't... No, this is a DS game, actually. Sorry, my bad. This is a DS game. In fact, to the point... Now, if you can guess what game this is from, you have to name the specific game. I'll put $2 towards the game of your choice. If you can name the actual area where this song plays, I'll put 5. I can never do this on the DS version. On the DS version, I'd be like this the whole time, cramping up. It's nice to just relax for a minute. Thank God for emulation. Whew! I mean, could you imagine if, like, emulating was, like, illegal or something, or Nintendo didn't want you to be able to play their games without physical pain? Wouldn't that just suck? Yeah, I'm just stealing money from those hardworking corporations. They've done so much to rip money out of people's wallets. They deserve every ounce of that money they're not getting because they're not selling the games. Like, seriously, do you know how you get a hold of Phantom Hourglass nowadays? That's right. You go to a used game store and you buy a copy of it. Because there is no other thing. This is very console locked. To my knowledge, and correct me if I'm wrong here, they've never ported Phantom or Spirit. They're just stuck on the DS. That Keese earned that. Oh, they're on the Wii U console. Awesome! You know, the thing that's closed now and can no longer be accessed. That was Mario and Luigi 2 on the DS, as mentioned earlier. It was the Thwomp dungeon. So I was wrong, though. For a brief period of history, this game was available twice. Does it really want me to? Okay. I liked Partners in Time. It's the second one. Now, Bowser's Inside Story was better, and Dream Team was pretty solid. But I liked, honestly, all of them. I don't know why I'm even saying that. Also, for those of you who care about music in video games, you weirdos, I don't know why you'd ever have like a giant archive, 15,000 strong, of video game music. The Mario & Luigi series was done by Yoko Shimomura. If that name doesn't mean anything to you, she did Kingdom Hearts. This is her right now, by the way. This is a song from Bowser's Inside Story. Yeah, this is one of the two versions of the Final Dungeon song. She's actually done a bunch of stuff, but to my knowledge, she is most well known for the Kingdom Hearts things. She did Radiant Historia as well, and Super Mario RPG. Kind of cut her teeth way back in the day on Street Fighter 2 of all things. We probably do Kid and Fan. I don't off the top of my head, though. Because, you know, stupidity. Oh yeah, just like so many other composers I can name, Shimomura definitely has a style. Oh, it won't let me. Where's the point of this then? Oh, there we go. So now it's just in the way. Oh, whatever. Sounds like it might be dinner soon. Now this is 3DS. don't we try a little boomerang action? See if we can do that without hitting the wall. We probably can't. Yep, we have already failed. We are so good at this game. Behold the glory of my power. Terrible. Yep, there's my copy of Phantom Hourglass right there. Figured I still had it. Whoop, 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 and we're dead. As it should be. Remember, never look away and drive? Game? Let's see, what's another DS game that has a good soundtrack? What's another DS game that has good music, period? Which Phoenix Wright game was on the DS? Damn, I don't recognize any of those, Kid and Fan. There is ZX2. That is a valid one. But that would be... oh, I don't know. Nah. Nah. That's a good one. I don't have any Star Force music handy. Mike. I've had to use that button a lot today. It's weird. I've played Etrian Odyssey, but I don't remember its music off the top of my head. Yeah, I've never even heard of Mighty Switch Force. I believe you. I assume it's a video game, and I assume it's on the DS based on context clues. That's about all I got. Get rid of all this. Get rid of all this. Get rid of this. Get it. Way Forward. Now, they're very hit or miss, in my experience. I've played some really bad Way Forward games and some really good ones, so... I just realized I have to do this first. That shoot is completely wrong, so let's fix this here. I think it was 2 years ago, but yeah, Backseat Gaming. And man, that game sucked. Wow, I was shocked by that one. Whoop, 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 whoop. Let's get that before we miss it. Oh my god. Just for you, a noble name. Apparently this game came out in the 3DS. Wow. You lied to me. I was looking for DS games. I mean, I know a lot of people who confuse the DS and the 3DS. Wow, when did YouTube change their layout? Now there's short recommendations in just, like, the normal feed. I hate shorts so much. Alright, so since we're almost to an actual boss fight here. Yeah, I guess you weren't here when I described YouTube playables and why those are a thing right now. But yes, you can play certain mobile games on YouTube now. So this is a fun boss. If this is the boss I think it is, this is one of my favorite bosses, like, ever. Yeah, so you probably can't tell super well because of the layout. But, bottom screen down there, or rather the top screen, the one you're seeing in the lower right, that's his viewpoint, and that's what I have to navigate by. Which is extraordinarily cool, in my opinion. Very innovative, and a great use of the second screen. Of course, there's some trash in my way, so we're gonna do this. Cautious. And that's how we aim. Because we can see him coming. Whoop, whoop, whoop. See the damn things. No, stop shooting. Stop shooting. I need to hit the gems. I don't think I hit a single gem that time. Where are you? Where are you? It's over here somewhere. Get up, Link. God, you're so pathetic. You've just been hit by a... Why aren't you swinging your sword? I hate your control system so much. God damn you. Sorry, just... Really, game? Where are you at? I think you're up here. Like, swing the sword, and he was like, you mean tap forward a little bit? No! Swing your sword! And he wouldn't do it again! He wouldn't do it again! I hate the control scheme of this game so much. It's another time he refused to use it. He's just still refusing to use his sword. Maybe use your sword instead of standing there. Then you won't get hit as much, Link. Just random thoughts here, really. Yeah, no, the controls are going to be a triple negative. I can just feel it. Whoop, hang on, hang on. Hold on. What just got broken? There's that, okay. So we'll move this over here. And then we'll move this over here, and then we'll move this over here. God damn. There. Is that sufficient? That while we're at it. I hate you, game. I want you to know that. I want you to know, somewhere in the darkness of your heart, that I hate you. Jesus Christ. Yeah, actually, if I noticed this earlier, my bottom screen is not exactly in pristine condition because of games like this and being forced to use that gimmick. So that first phase is awesome. I love that first phase. Ugh. Woohoo! 2 minutes. Cracklings? No. What's the name of the boss here? Crake. Okay. You look just like me. What happened? Something seems weird. Oh yeah, plot twist. Something's odd, but you got the spirit of courage. Maybe now you can find the ghost ship. Yes. First, give him a heart. Lord knows I have not been getting a lot of heart pieces this time around. Not on purpose, just haven't been getting a bunch. No, my hand's fine. Which is nice. And like I said, my other hand gets to rest a little bit. It's nice, too. There's all kinds of nice going on here. I don't know about you, but the thing I really want to do more than anything else is I just want to do the Temple of the Ocean King again. Sadly, it sucks to be me, because that's actually not our next destination. Oh, that would explain it, Rex. Today's Monday. Ah! Right. Ignore that screaming death. You saw nothing. It is Monday. Yes, lasagna night. Yeah, I remember, again, the time I 100%ed this game, other than the gold ship parts, I was using a guide, and I remember being very grateful for that in several cases. Because holy crap. There's a letter from Romanos of Molina Island. Here's what he says. Hello, my friend. I have recently found my way to an exciting new calling, but I can't find the right words to explain it in a letter, so the next time you have a chance to stop by, you should do it. Romanos. Dignified ship part. Ooh, very nice. I wish we were having lasagna tonight. It smells something sausagey. I don't know. It's hard to tell down here. Grandpa. What are you doing here, Grandpa? I came to tell you something very important. Something important? Yeah, something important. Something important. Ciela, you are no ordinary fairy. Among fairies, you are special. You are a spirit. Floor shock. What are you saying? I mean, I don't even have any special powers. There's no way. I understand how you feel. You lost your memory because amnesia is really common in fictional settings. Like 1 in 3. More common than you'd think, actually. You know, it's the kind of thing that's... The spirit you just freed holds the powers you lost. It's time for you to return to your original form. Your one true form. Being green! But also otherwise the same. I know, right, Kitten Fan? Like, this game will probably get a plus to music, because some of the music in this game, in fact, have I jotted that down yet? I have not, is really good. But I digress. Even Linebeck's theme, which is actually one of my favorite songs in this one. Jean! Taking longer than anticipated! Still going for some reason! Oh my god, just fuse! Oh, she's yellow, my bad, not green. How do you feel? I don't feel any different, but at the same time, everything is different. Yeah, it's called Adderall. Feel alive. Yeah, that's the Adderall. You're back. I've been waiting for this moment. Now you can join powers with us. I don't even know what to do. This is all so sudden. Follow your feelings. Focus with the other spirits. Focus deeply, yes. Yes, I can see the sounds. I can taste the light. Meanwhile, remember her? No, you don't. Don't lie to me. I heard a girl pleading for your help. She was calling out to you. Oh, Tessa, I know it was her. Oh, excuse me. You've got to hurry. We have to go. Now. We've done like 3 dungeons. And now we're in a hurry? Your ability to sense evil is one of your spirit powers. You have awakened as the spirit of courage. Congrats. I don't know why you're yellow instead of green. Actually, I do know why she's yellow instead of green. Do you know why? It's because a lot of the terrain we walk over is grass. Someday no evil will be able to hide from you. Yay. Lore, come on, we'll show you the way to the ghost ship. You can feel it out there. Let's go. Yes, you should hurry. Head straight for the ghost ship, Lore. Old man, who are you, really? I'm sorry, wrong accent. That I will explain when the time is right. For now, we have to retain at least one more plot twist. Ugh, fine. Keep your secrets, you old sea pickle. I'm just in this for the loot, anyway. I do like loot. Like, I just want to have a giant room filled with gold, coins, and gems. Is that so much to ask? I want to roll around on a bed of gemstones. Hey kid, I just remembered something brilliant. When we were chasing the ghost ship, remember how it vanished into the fog? How about the ghost ship is hiding in the fog? Yeah, the fog. Lay a course for the soupiest fog you can find, Lore. Well, okay. But first, to Beetle. Huh? I feel strange. I feel something creepy. Feel anything weird? Oh no. It's... I actually forgot about her. I legitimately forgot about this twit. Finally found you, Lineback. Oh no, it's her! It's Jolene! She's crazy! She's crazier than a rabbit squid. Way back when Jolene and I were kids. Forget it. No time. Not when Jolene is gunning. Always run. She'll shoot torpedoes. Make the sheep leap over them before they hit. Yeah, thanks, Jolene, for getting in the way, as you always do. Oh no, what's happening? The shit engine's gone dead. Just my dumb luck looks bad, kid. Here comes trouble. Ambush. Fiend, it's been 100 years since our paths last... What? You're not Lineback. You, little boy in green. Tell me the whereabouts of Lineback this instant. Ah, keeping it a secret, are we? Playing Jolene for a fool is an unwise choice. You truly don't want to tell? I see. Well then, you will be punished. You know, Skyward Sword Myth is exactly a mistake, too. Let's have precise combat and difficult opponents with a very indistinct and imprecise control scheme. This isn't as bad as Skyward, but it's the same general problem. Bested by a little boy in green. Lineback, hear my words. Your pet is most skilled. Before I leave, I have but one thing to say. You don't think you've won because of this battle, you hear me? I'll be back to irritate you many more times. Oh, crouching one of these every now and again is great for the back. Consider this a tip for getting rid of a crazy woman. Thanks for 5 rupees, you asshole. Can we go now, please? But yeah, you want to get away from her. You can't destroy her ship, I believe? Correct me if I'm wrong there. And if she catches you, you have to fight her. Yeah, honestly, I think the only reason she caught me is because we were already running into her, essentially. 1,000 rupees for the bomb upgrade. Jesus. I will go ahead and buy a new potion. I'll go ahead and grab that. Now we just need 1,000 rupees. Anyone remember how to farm rupees in this game? Because I don't. I remember bouncing the squids a long time. That's all I remember. Let's see. 1 second. So I'm going to go here. Actually, that's probably slower. But it's too late. So we'll accept that. Well, no, you can get a lot of money in this game. You'll notice we just dropped like 1,000 rupees on that, so that's whatever. And you get a lot of treasure chests just in dungeons, or doing side quests, or exploring the islands, and those treasure chests are almost always worthwhile. Good night, Nightwing. Do have good sleeps. And I will put that towards the JRPG block, Polaris, Outer Worlds 2. Yeah, treasures can also be worth quite a bit too, and you tend to get those around the world. So basically, I actually think the itemization... What's going on here? The ship is suddenly stuck. Is pretty decent. I remember the only thing I had issues getting was the golden ship parts, and duh. Remind me, Kitten Fan, because you probably remember. How expensive are the golden ship parts? Hey, Laura, sorry for the unscheduled stop. Something happened down here and the engine just went nuts. Sure, that evil ghost ship is the cause, yeah, no doubt about it. With that thing around, I guess I better get this engine into tip-top shape. Leave it to me. You've got other things to worry about. Take the helm. And aim at the ghost ship. Ow. Honestly, how am I supposed to know? Use your head. I'll help you find the ghost ship, Lore. Spirits of power and wisdom will join us to find the ghost ship. Ugh. You have to be so enthusiastic all the time. It's a test of our resolve, Linebeck. You're not helping at all, are you? Exactly right. Right. Okay. I didn't know that, Kitten Fan. You can tell I never did the multiplayer stuff. So this is the ghost ship everyone's always talking about. It's even scarier than I imagined, and I can imagine some scary stuff. What, is Linebeck shaking over here? He's such a cuckoo. Oh, put a crab in it. It's got a chill is all. One of those frigid northwestern winds. So yeah, anyway, you just charge ahead. I'll be back here, taking all the treasure. Try to find your friend and make it fast, kid. Oh, I get it. Linebeck's nothing but a frozen, clucking cuckoo. Why don't you wait here shivering? Just get real comfortable. Maybe a laying egg. You shut it, Sparkles. If we find the treasure, don't expect any share for yourself. Could shovel that treasure right into these pockets. You know, I've come to realize I think I don't dislike Linebeck. I think I have issues with her. Because she's just kind of a dick to him. Consistently. It's something I've noticed in fiction semi-often. It increases your health, Euro. It's mostly cosmetic otherwise. Where a character is like starts off bad and then like tries to be good. But then there's another character who's just a dick to them consistently, which literally gets in the way of the character growth of the former character. I'm sure you've seen something like that before, and it irritates the snot out of me. Anyways, Ghost Ship. And Dean Badeen, the ultimate of all ghost ships. I don't know how to turn that into a joke, but I'm going to try, by God. Let's see. So Dean Badeen is going to be a ghost because he's going to ship Link with anybody other than Tetra. There you go. Boom. Got it in one. Yeah, exactly, Jiggly's saying. You know, honestly, Groose could line into that. Although, I'm trying not to prejudge Groose too much. I know he's a very popular character, and I have such bad memories of Skyward that, you know, so we'll get there. Thank you, Dean Badeen. Talos Principle 2. Sea of Stars. Tactics Ogre R. How big is this? Gotcha. Wow. So I'm glancing at the walkthrough, and it's like 5 pages of here's all this optional stuff you can do right now. It's like, thanks, game. If you're curious, we could have gotten a letter. We could have started that particular chain. We could have bought the quiver upgrade for only 1,000 rupees. You know, that's true, Ross. Discord is a good example of that. And you're right. Nobody wanted to give him a chance. It's no wonder that he only considered one person to be his friend. Because nobody else was his friend. Oh my god, I want that. I might do some of this optional stuff off camera. Because right now, we could have the first weapon upgrade, and I forgot that the first weapon upgrade is making your sword be on fire, which is actually quite useful. I'm just reading all this extra stuff here. We could also have our 8th wisdom gem at this point. And some random ship parts. But no, we're in the ghost ship. Let's ghost it up. Yeah, let's not even talk about the reforming spell. That's just whatever. Freaking Skulltulas. Nice. Money, money. I don't even remember where it is, Kitten Fan, so I might do it on accident, if that's more to your preference. Yeah, by the way, you like how this is the dungeon theme? This really is straight out of Zelda 1. I'm thinking we're just going to codify those negatives and just leave that as is. Because, Jesus Christ, people. So wait, you want me to skip the heart container the boss drops? You're gonna have to explain that one. Like, I don't ask for much, but if you're telling me to actively skip a health upgrade in a Zelda game, I'm gonna need more to go off of than that. For example, I'm gonna need some true dungeon music. You know what? Why don't we play a Zelda song? How's that sound? Oh, you. Could you be the legendary Lar? You finally came. I am the youngest daughter of the great house of Cubas. My sisters were living in peace when we were suddenly snatched away. Been locked up on this boat ever since, waiting to be saved. But everything's fine now that you're here to rescue us, Lore. This is your chance to be a true hero. Will you save my older sisters? They're locked up somewhere on this ship. There are 4 of us. I just couldn't bear it if I was the only one saved. Please bring my older sisters to me. Thank you so much. This ship is so very dangerous. Most of the abducted have fallen victim to the reaplings, not what I read there for a second, in the hold. I must say they are fallen. They are the fallen! Excuse me, never mind that. I don't know what came over me. I'm so very worried about my sisters. Please hurry and rescue them. I wish you luck. I sure didn't think anything could be alive on this ship. Thank goodness Cubus Girl was still alive. She's definitely living. I'll bet they've got Tetra locked up somewhere, just like the Cubus sisters. We've got to defeat the Reaplings. Yes, Reaplings. We have dismissed those claims. So I know I'm giving it away too much with the voice acting, but I mean, come on. She is so obviously evil. That's kind of the joke, really. But you know what, you're right. This is inappropriate music. No, that's actually not what I wanted. I wanted this. No? There we go. Yeah, Ciel is supposed to be able to sense evil. Like, that's a thing that they just established for her. So, like, why are you not sensing the extraordinarily obviously evil ghosts here? I guess there is a lot of evil going on here. At a certain point, it's just noise, you know, maybe, I don't know. Either that or Ciel is just really bad at her job. Which is also possible, if you think about it. You ever see me just jitter right there like that? It's because I'm trying to attack, and the game's like, no. No. You don't get to move. All right. Movings for closers. Damn it. Okay, this is really quiet. Let's just try a random song. That seems appropriate. Oh, who's there? Ah, so my younger sister asked you to save me. I see. I am the 3rd sister of the House of Cubus. Laura, will you please take me to where my younger sister is? Take me there. Because escort quests are so amazing. We need more of them in gaming. Don't you agree, Link? We need more escort quests. More microtransactions. We need to increase the stockholder value. That is our purpose, Link. That's what we're here to do, is to shove a vacuum cleaner into people's wallets and then hit turbo. Any questions, Link? Oh, big sister. There you are, little sister. I'm so happy you're okay. Thank you so much, Laura. I'm so very sad. My older sister was not with Tetra after all. Will you please bring my other 2 sisters back here? We'll be hoping for your safe and swift return, Laura. We will be eating this candy while we wait. Smirks on our faces. Nom, nom. Ma'am, that's a spider. Nom, nom. Okay, I'm gonna leave now. Interesting idea, Lord Aramon. You know, real talk, Yura, I'm not sure I remember. Where's the other guy? He keeps moving around. There he is. Oh, that wasn't it. I thought he unlocked the door. Alright, whatever. I mean, if you want something more intense, I can bring you something more intense. Give me 1 second. See, there's this game that honestly kind of sucks. And I mean that. It kind of sucks. But it has a really, really good soundtrack. So these are replings. Monster's even scarier looking than anything we've seen before. It's probably one of the replings. Yeah, and they operate kind of similar to the spirits we've already encountered. Most evil Zelda character. I mean, Girahim is actually a qualifier for that, I would say, but... See, Majora is an interesting one, because Majora is so debatable, it's very arguable that we don't know anything about Majora. Who, what, it, or they, or whatever were. Oh yeah, Rupors, by the way, those are cool. We just lost rupees and spawned an extra mob. Yeah, Majora might literally just be a curse that has, you know, end statement. Like, it's just a curse. Like, it fulfills most of the requirements for such a thing. Oh, who are you? Oh, I see. I'm the second daughter of the House of Cubis. Oh, I've never heard anyone named Tetra. But enough about that. Oh, won't you escort me back to my dear younger sister? Oh, yes. A lovely treasure chest rests here. There are 2 chests. If you must pick one, definitely pick the one on the left. Cool, so that sucks. Confirmation if you needed it. By the way, this is from a game called Dark Tide. Jiggly Saint. A terrible game with a great soundtrack. Game. Let me move! Jesus! Oh, I'm so sorry. I was frozen with terror. Oh no, this game's much worse than Mystic Quest. Mystic Quest is still a net positive. But Dark Tide is just vacuous. Don't think I have Yura, no. That's a good question, Frieza, because that's a common thing in a lot of fiction. where there's someone who's much more evil than the actual main villain. Darktide is a cooperative... Oh god, what's the term? Cooperative mission-based shooter. Yeah, the chest thing, that's actually a nice touch. Make sure you get the left one. Oh, thanks. I'm not sure what a hero shooter is. But if you ever played Vermintide, you've played it. But, no, really. The game you've played of that will let you know what Darktide is Left 4 Dead. Could you stop spawning spiders? Please stop spawning spiders, thank you. You know, I think it might be Jiggly Saint. Overwatch is a hero shooter. Then no, nothing like that at all. I'm not a big fan of those kind of games. Overwatch was a decent tech demo, but eh. I'd like to think that Tingle is evil, but realistically speaking, no. Tingle's just a monster. By the way, as an aside, I absolutely love the premise of Darktide. It's a shame they do nothing with it in the campaign. If you could even call it that, because it doesn't really have a campaign. So for those of you familiar with Warhammer 40k, this will be easy. You're part of a disposal unit of the Imperial Guard. That's it. There's your premise. For those of you not familiar with that, imagine in a world of heroes and superpowered beings and all that amazing, fantastic stuff. Like, imagine in a Zelda game, you're playing Bob, the Hyrulean Guard, and you're grouped with 3 other Hyrulean Guards. You are low-tiered nobody trash. You know it. Your job is to fix up all the crap left over while the big dogs are off dealing with the big stuff. I love that premise, and frankly, I don't see it done well enough. Well, as often as I would like. Let's put it that way. We have reviewed Space Marine 1, yes. As much as that game gave me horrific issues getting it streamable. Hey, Federation Builder. Yeah, you'll notice I switched the soundtrack to something a little bit more tolerable here. To help. Song I really like. No, it doesn't matter. This game has issues, but it's got a lot of interesting and cool parts about it. I guess we could say that about a lot of games. Of course. Oh, I do, Federation Builder. It's this button right here. We're actually already past that puzzle. There it is. There's always an order in which such things must be pulled. Hey, Drexdog. I actually played this game back when it came out, too, although I was a little bit older. only played it twice, though. This is my third playthrough. Yeah, I know. The drums are giggling to be released. Uh-huh. Shrug. But that's okay. Because it was all worth it. Ah! Where'd you stop, Jiggly Saint? Most people I know stopped at the 3rd or 4th Ocean Temple repeat. Of which there are 6, by the way. The Goron Dungeon. Pretty far in. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Hello. Guys, I just realized it's probably not everyone's style of music, so... what's something else, like, awesome I could play? That won't get me copy-wronged. Or we could do something appropriate. They're finishing Ocarina. That's an interesting one. How far did you get in that? In that one. Fire Temple. Excuse me. I was just about, I wasn't going to say anything, Jiggly Saint, you know, I'm here to judge. If you got a thing against Gorons, it's fine. I mean, you played Oracle of Ages, so you had to deal with them there. So I don't remember the exact name of the song that plays in Trials of Mana. So this might be it. Nope, that is definitely not it. Of course, they're all labeled by name, and that's not very helpful. No. 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 Could you leave so I can go? I'm not just playing music. I'm waiting for this guy to get out of my way. Wait, this might be it. This sounds right. This sounds right. Well, it's still a good song, so we're still gonna listen to it. Yeah, this is Trials of Mana R. I don't think I have the entire Trials of Mana soundtrack fully cataloged. Oh, you found me. I was getting so lonely sitting here by myself. Who are you? Oh, I see. Well, I'm the eldest sister of the House of Cubus. Please take my younger sisters. Yeah, sure, whatever. Oh, there's one thing I have to tell you. The creepy creatures with the hoods and sicklings are called reaplings. They're evil, but they're even more devilish when they're angry. So don't shoot arrows into their backs. You got it. I did, in fact, play the original Trials of Mana. So, way back in the day, I was actually part of the fan translation scene. And so, while I wasn't super involved, and I don't want to take too much credit here, I was kind of in the forum, the thread. I got to play a lot of those games before they were officially released, is probably a really simple way to phrase that. Okay. Could you not? Yeah, thank you. Come on, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. So as a result, I was actually playing Seiken Densetsu 3 before it was even fully translated. And then obviously immediately after. I can't do anything language-wise at all. What I can do is programming. Actually, yeah, Jiggly Saint, although not personally. He was just part of the group. There was a lot of people think localization is just translating from a language to another, which is understandable, but no. There's actually a lot of technical issues that have to be solved as well. Like even just how the text is rendered on the screen. Especially if a particular game doesn't have an English alphabet already baked into the game, so that it has to be added. And again, a lot of playtesting. Switch over to this. Kill the spider. Run for our lives. Wait patiently. Say thank you to Wilking. Thank you, Wilking. If you know what you want to put that towards, please let me know. Up to 3 things. I disagree with that missing. Yeah, that's been an ongoing argument. So ongoing, it's actually still an argument to this very day, believe it or not. There are still some people, now, who insist that only direct literal translation is acceptable, and any attempt at actual localization is not. Those people are wrong. But it is a semi-common argument, I hear. Again, as recently as this month, that's how common I hear that argument. Come on. Either way, dinner is definitely ready. So we're gonna run. Oh shoot. Oh shoot. Okay, we're gonna go here. I just realized I'm going the wrong way, too. You got it, Wilking. Thank you again for the sub. Now, my niece has come to tell me that it's dinner time. So, tomorrow, at roughly 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we'll go ahead and finish up the ghost ship, which means we'll actually be halfway through the game. Woo! See y'all.